and welcome to the latest in our Picks and Ponderings video previews. I'm Paul Major of Picks and Ponderings. I can be found on that joint Twitter account at Picks Ponderings. You can find it at we work for Chicago Now, and personally I'm on Twitter at HeyLaserbeam. In 2005, Churchill Downs created Stars of Tomorrow. Stars of Tomorrow had a novel idea. Step 1, take a race for 2-year-olds. Step 2, make all the races for 2-year-olds. Often imitated, but perhaps never duplicated, is the Fall Stars of Tomorrow card. Churchill's expanded it. There's 2 now. And the second Stars of Tomorrow card is the focus of this video preview. We'll have another video preview later on. Be sure to click it with the other 2-year-old graded stakes. This preview takes a look at the Goldenrod Stakes. It is race number 9 on the Churchill Downs program, carded for 2 days after carded for Saturday, the 28th of November, 2 days after Thanksgiving, and a post time on the Goldenrod is set for 4:35 Eastern. It's a 1.1 miles on the dirt. 2-year-old fillies. And in this Stars of Tomorrow tradition, one should look back at a certain 2-year-old filly named Rachel Alexander, who won this race in 2008. She then went on to have one of the most stellar sophomore campaigns of any gender that the following year. You all remember when she won the Kentucky Oaks by a million bajillion squillion lengths, don't you? Before the Stars of Tomorrow era came Silver Bullet Day. She pulled off a similar Goldenrod Kentucky Oaks double. The race is named, if you ever have to play pub quiz, for the state flower of Kentucky. So we dive into the Goldenrod, 1.1 miles on that Churchill dirt, 200,000 in purse funds, 2-year-old fillies. Now, 5-2 is the morning line quote on the Curlin Baby stage play, Who Breaks from Post 3. 5-2 as a quote will not be seen on Great Moments in Morning Line Making, because the 5-2 morning line, because probably her off time odds are going to be closer to 7-5, not the 5-2 we're being quoted. That said, stage play is the play here. Ricardo Santana will ride for Steve Asmussen on a runner whose human combination is hitting at a 50-50 in the money clip in the past 2 months, according to our fine sponsor, Brisnet. This is the third start of the career for stage play. She graduated at first asking during the Keeneland meet, going 6.5. Last time out in the Rags to Riches Stakes, going a 1-turn mile at Churchill, she actually ran a very credible race to well win. Any win's credible, but I like the fact that she pulled off the pace for fractions that are relatively quick for a 2-year-old for any type of a 1-turn mile race. They went sub-23 and sub-46 for the opening quarter and half. Pulling off the speed, especially in 2-year-old races, is a bit of an underrated skill. They ran an aqueduct race today where 2 speed horses decided to go on a suicide mission and set up for a 20-1 winner. Even though it was a minor stakes at Aqueduct run on Black Friday, the night we're filming this preview, pulling off the pace in a 2-year-old stakes is a little underrated because sometimes 2-year-olds forget how to pull back and rate. And here's one that's done it over Churchill. And based on being a hashtag Curlin Babies, 2 turns should be a breeze. The morning line is fake, but stage play is for real. Dothraki Queen breaks from the far outside. Now, considering that she's 5-2 on the morning line, now this morning line will be seen on Great Moments in Morning Line Making, because this is a quote that actually should hold. We might even get a little bit of a price on Dothraki Queen, who was third in the beast, who comes out of a third in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. No one was catching Songbird in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, but Dothraki Queen ran a credible third behind her and Rachel's Valentina, second on the opening day of Keeneland and Fall Stars, when second to Gomo. But that being on a wet track shows that she can handle any type of moisture, whether it be wet dirt or dry dirt. Nonetheless, she does have a win over the Churchill Surface, winning over the Fall Meet, winning at the mile and a 16th distance in the Pocahontas. Kenny McPeach conditions this one for Corey Lanerie, and Corey Lanerie has been riding lights out at the Keeneland meet. Not often you get the chance to bet a Corey Lanerie runner at a square price at Keeneland, so let's take advantage. From the 7 post, we have a Dream Dance. Brian Hernandez rides this one, who's may have a case of second-itis going for her. Or maybe a case of just being or maybe a case of just nibbling but not getting the whole pie. Third in the Pocahontas, fifth in the Alcibiades, second in the Rags to Riches. But while she's danced the dance in these minor stakes, Dream Dance has some rating gear to her. That's helpful considering there's a lot of stretch out speed going 2 turns, especially from the likes of the 2-to-1 morning line favorite Karina Mia from the Belmont barn. Karina Mia is one of the stretch outs, and there are quite a few stretch outs. Dale Roman's Rail-Drawn Horse is a stretch out. As we said, Karina Mia has a stretch out. Even Dream Dance herself is a little bit of a stretch out, going from a 1-turn mile to a 2-turn mile and a 16th. However, that's a tenuous idea considering she appeared in 2-turn races, such as the Alcibiades and Pocahontas. Nonetheless, Dream Dance does have a win going 6 over the Pea Patch Dirt. That's how she broke her maiden 4 back. But she's been dancing around with the better Kentucky fillies, holding her own. And Neil Howard's not a runner, not a trainer who's going to put a 2-year-old into a race just because, oh, look, it's Stars of Tomorrow Day. I should run a 2-year-old. No, Neil Howard is a more patient trainer. So if he feels that this one's ready for 2-year-old primetime stakes action, this one's worth a hard look. So in the Goldenrod, the 9th of 11 on the ninth race on the Stars of Tomorrow 2 card, set for the Saturday after Thanksgiving at Churchill. We like the number 3 Stage Play at 5-2 on the morning line as our win pick. For second, we like the number 9 Dothraki Queen, also at 5-2 on the morning line. Slotting number 7 Dream Dance for third at 6-1 on the morning line. We at Picks and Ponderings do not agree with these morning lines, and we feel that a more fair price on Stage Play is around 7-5. Morning line jibber jabber aside, let's get to the long shot to watch, because if we're endorsing a horse that's got steam, well, we need something to really dress up the ticket a little bit. How about the longest shot on the board as our long shot to watch? Number 4, Thump, is quoted at 50-1 on the morning line. Do not adjust your monitors for the fact I like a horse lined at 50-1. No, I have not overdosed on the tryptophan. I've got good reason. Thump is making career start number 2, and sometimes when you go from start 1 to start 2, you can make progression, lots of progression. And Thump comes out of a maiden race over the undulating Kentucky Downs turf, going 6.5. There's all kinds of negative chart color notes. Fractious was the first one. Altered course and wide. maybe there wasn't a clean trip going first time out over the ups and downs of Kentucky Downs. But at least Thump has the ability to improve on a subpar first start where she was seventh, beaten four and change. The breeding looks turfy on the paternal line. Temple City as a sire, Dynaformer as a grandsire, and many people will look at this and go, turf horse, move on. Remember, after all, Miss Temple City and Bolo are the better progeny of this. But keep in mind, Temple City progeny have won on dirt. A son of Temple City won a Grade 2 in South America, and we've seen Temple City winners pop up at different tracks. Yes, they're tracks like Mahoning Valley and Parks, but the idea that a Temple City can win on dirt isn't that far-fetched. Temple City himself was even a graded stakes winner on synthetic and on turf. We've got some breeding, we've got some dirt breeding, we've got a chance for progression, and on top of that, we've got a morning line, and on top of that, we've got a horse who could be giant odds on the morning line. Here's a long shot to watch. The number 4, Thump. So to recap our our picks for the Goldenrod, the ninth at Churchill on Stars of Tomorrow 2-Day. We like the number 3 Stage Play over the number 9 Dothraki Queen, slotting the number 7 Dream Dance third. The long shot to watch is number 4 Thump. Have a happy Thanksgiving holiday and good luck from Picks and Ponderix.